Bob and Peg.
Hey.
How you doing? We're sitting in a very beautiful spot, and we thought we'd do a couple book reviews. We tried doing both of these before, and we weren't happy with our results, so we're going to redo this one. But we hope you love these book reviews or like them. Maybe you don't love them, but we love making them. We love to read, and we just want to pass along to you books that we think are worthy of our time, your time. So, but first, Peg, what are we doing here in northern Wisconsin?
Well, we got off our 4-month trip about to the Pacific Northwest area.
Which there's still videos I have to upload on that.
We had a visit with my sister and my brother. My brother came over from Greece, and my husband hadn't met his wife yet, and so it was like the three of us together and our spouses, and we just had a great time. It's like we haven't seen each other like in years, and it was very nice. But we came home, and we were home for a little more than a week, and then we had a wedding to come to, and that's up in Minocqua, Wisconsin. And these are our friends we've had for almost 40 years, and it's one of their daughters is getting married, and so we decided to come over, and so tomorrow's the wedding, and we thought we'd camp for a couple days and then go on to that.
Yeah. So yeah, we're excited to see our friends. We love Wisconsin. I was born and raised in Wisconsin, and when Peggy came out to be with me 40 years ago, roughly, no,
45 years ago.
45 years ago, yeah. When she came out to Baraboo, Wisconsin, which we're heading to in a few days. Hopefully we're going to camp down there. Maybe make a video for you down there. But we are about an hour. We're between Wausau and what's their town?
La Crosse?
No, up here.
Oh, Minocqua.
Minocqua. We're right in between Wausau and Minocqua, Wisconsin, up in the North Woods. As you can see behind us, the trees are just about at peak, and we're just loving it, and it's been beautiful weather. So that's where we're at, and that's why we're here. But I'll start off first. We got 2 books to share with you today. And the first is a series. It's got 9, 10 books in the series. I don't know when they were written, 20, 30 years ago, roughly. And the first one, this is the third in a series, which I left at home, but I brought the second and third one so we could read it while we're on our trip here. But the first one is called At Home in Mitford, and it's by Jan Karan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right.
I don't know. I think it's
Karen Karan. And the first one again is titled At Home in Mitford, and they're just lovely books. The main character in all of the books is Father Tim. He's a Episcopal reverend, a bachelor, and he's very funny. He's smart. It's all about his life, and he's a pastor in a tiny little North Carolina town in the mountains, and I believe it said there's a little over 1,000 people in the town, and it's fiction, but it's just written so well. It's about his life, his ups and downs, how he deals with his flock and the town members, and we just love it, don't we?
Yeah.
And I mean, Uncle Billy is one of the characters, the townspeople, and he's always telling jokes, and he has this phrase, "Don't you know?" And it's just, yeah, you know.
As like a Norwegian.
Maybe he is, yeah. But just lovely, well written. You cry, you laugh. We're just enthralled with it. We've read this series 2-3 times at least, maybe more. So we're reading it again. Never gets old. So highly recommend this series. Again, the first one is called At Home in Mitford.
Ooh, got a big truck over here. It's a logging truck.
Wow. We've been out in Oregon and Washington. We saw a lot of logging trucks, but we didn't expect to see one here, although they do a little logging here in northern Wisconsin, but interesting. So, Peg, why don't you tell them about your book?
Okay, the book I'm sharing is, man, it's an old one. Let me look at the copyright date. Let's see. The original, this is the 5th edition. It was, its copyright was 1995. And actually it started in 1968.
Yeah.
It was reprinted in 1995. There's been, 5th edition. Anyway, it's called Og Mandino's Great Trilogy, and his books are The Greatest Salesman in the World, The Greatest Secret in the World, and Greatest Miracle in the World. And Og Mandino, his real name is Augustine, I think. I have to look.
But
he goes by OG. So if you're looking for an AUG or some other spelling, it's OG, Og Mandino.
Did you show them that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
it starts with, it's in the Middle East, and it's probably 2,000 years ago. It's about in the time of Christ's birth, and goes to soon after Christ died. And so it's not it's not real, it's fiction, but those two events tie into the story. He is the greatest salesman in the world, and he has like an adopted son, and the boy had been taking care of the camel, and he came to his dad, Hafid, and said, "I would like to become a salesman. You're the best salesman in the world, and I want to come back with my pockets full of money, like all the other salesmen that go out in the caravan."
He wants to improve his life.
Right.
And he has a girlfriend that he'd like to marry, but he knows that her father won't let her marry a camel herdsman. So he wants to kind of prove himself. Most of Og Mandino's books have a spiritual theme to them, and these definitely do.
It's Pathros who is the dad, and Hafid is the boy.
We did this in the first one.
Hafid is also at the end of the book, and he's then becomes the greatest salesman in the world. Um, but he follows these scrolls. So in this book,
They're principles of success.
right, happened that Paphros goes to sell a very expensive robe, and it has a circle with a triangle in it as a mark, and
Trademark.
a trademark, and one other mark next to it. And the last one is called the greatest miracle in the world. The greatest miracle of the world in the world actually happens fictitiously to Og Mandino himself. And he meets a man, and he has a collection of God books, books that relate a lot to what he says that were inspired by God to different writers. And he has a whole apartment full of all these books. He calls himself a rag picker, and that he takes people off the rag heap and makes their life better. So Og's like, he had just written The Greatest Salesman in the World, and it was a bestseller nationwide, worldwide. Salesmen were reading it and everything, and he's like, why would this guy pick me as a person he's trying to save or something? He says, I'm this publisher, and I'm a good writer, and I have great reviews. I'm successful. I have plenty of money. I don't even need my job. And yet here I am talking to this guy who's like penniless. And anyway, so, but he finds out that the character has never read the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. This is where they find the correlations of instances where it was identical to this man's life, his experience, and it was like, this is crazy. And the man ends up writing the God memorandum, because he said if God was going to talk to us at this date, he would send out a memorandum. That's how bosses talk. That's how they get everything done in a business. And like I said, this is 1968. And so he writes this God memorandum. This book was so spectacularly written. You believe these things could have happened. And the ending of The Greatest Salesman in the World is amazing. That one was my absolute favorite. But these are so life-changing. I did them, and I know when I was doing them that they really can affect your life. They're just,
It's positive things that would improve anybody's life. Yeah.
And I'm sorry I talked way too long. I didn't tell you anything. I didn't tell you anything real relevant that you need to know.
Yeah, there's a lot more. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy, if you read these, hope you enjoy them as much as we did, these books. And again, the reason our channel is all about two things, basically. We want to review, share with friends and family where we're traveling, all these beautiful places. And we also want to share what Peggy and I believe in, what makes us tick. Maybe 100 years from now, somebody will be watching this, and an ancestor or somebody else, and say, wow, I understand what Rob and Peg, what they thought was important in life. And these are just books about ordinary people. These are fiction, but in their lives, ordinary lives, and how they handle it, how they try and improve themselves, and we like these kind of books.
Yeah, and I have to say about the Jan Karen, that's how I pronounce her name, her series, there are so many different characters in there. And each one is incredibly different from the next one. And like Bob was talking about
Uncle Billy.
Uncle Billy, Uncle Billy has like 2 teeth in his mouth. And he describes his one. I mean, it is the descriptions of the characters, the words the characters use, their
The way she develops their character.
yeah, and how they stay in character, kind of like you're going to play. They stay in character, and that is a lot of characters, and it's yeah,
And
a
each-
person to take that many characters
Oh,
and
yeah.
keep them consistent through this series is amazing.
It is, yeah. And each book builds on the next, which makes it even harder for this author to accomplish that, but she did.
Mhm.
So, that's it. Another couple more books. Actually, Peggy told you about 3, but so 4 more books that we love. Hopefully you'll check them out if you've never read them.
Yeah, this one is a trilogy,
Yeah,
so
you
that's
can get
why
them single, I'm
yeah.
sure. But
you can buy them singly.
yeah,
This was a gift from him for me, and well, I think it was Christmas or my birthday, and I just, it was a good one. It was a good one.
all right. Brownie points. Well, we love you guys.
Yep.
And can't wait to, we're going to try and do a video of our campsite here. And there's another lake, 1/4 mile down another trail that we're going to try and video that for you and show you, give you some more views of where we're at. It's just gorgeous. I don't know of a different word to tell you.
Yes.
It's our favorite time of the year, fall.
Yep.
Yep. So, again, we love you, and we'll see you in the next video, okay?
Yep. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.